I need to make some new dies for my coal iron 12-ton forging press. So I figured I would show you guys how I make them. I know a lot of the stuff you can buy from them online, but I'm kind of not seeing why I would spend, you know, $200 or $300 on a set of dies that I can make for, you know, maybe $10 or free if you've got scrap metal, especially if someone's just giving it to you. So here's the ones that came with the press, and apparently they're made from a professionally heat-treated H13 steel, blah, blah, blah. And as you can see, they wear out just like all the other stuff that I use. So it doesn't make sense to me. It might make sense to somebody, but not to me. So here's some that I've made. These are my fullering dies right here. And then I have this little hot cut that I made, which I use a lot. I made some squaring dies, which aren't massive, but they work for smaller stuff. And then I made this thing. It's just a big plate and then a little chunk of inch square that I use to like smash in ricassos and stuff like that. So I'm gonna make some butcher dies because I want something that I can cut in my hidden tang and it'll be a little easier to clean up. So again, you can buy these on their website for $250, $300, or you can make them with scrap steel. And when they wear out, you just make more. When they wear out in like 5 years, you can just make more. So all I do, these are some of the original ones they sent me, and they just used to have a hole. And for some reason, instead of just cutting them straight out like this, I made it so it would click in and then swing in like that. It doesn't make any difference. Now, if I was to do it again, I would just cut 2 slots and then slide it in, tighten it down, be good to go. But all I do is I have this, I believe it's 1.5 inches by 1/2 inch. Yeah, 1.5 inches by, well, looks like it might be 3/8. Yeah, 3/8. 1.5 inches by 3/8. And all I do is I take the existing dies and I'll cut this and I'll put the existing die on here, and then I'll just mark the hole, or I'll clamp this down to it and use the existing hole as a guide and then just drill the holes from that. It's a little more exact that way. And then I'll go through and then just cut this out with an angle grinder. And you're left with this. So we're gonna go from here forward because I don't think anyone needs any instruction on how to drill 2 holes in a piece of steel. So we've got this, and then I need my inch steel, and I'll use this as a guide. This works fine. I'm able to get this in and get the bolts tightened with no problem. So we need, it's a little under 3 inches. So 2 3/4, I'm sure is perfect. So I just need to mark 2 3/4. And I'll get on the other side and mark 2 3/4. And then we'll have 2 nice, pretty 2 3/4 inch long pieces of 1 inch square. And I'm just gonna draw a line on these so I know I'm going. And then I'm just gonna cut these on the portaband. And my portaband Also doubles as a grinder belt holder. It's almost perfect. I'm gonna clean up these corners really quick so I don't snag myself on a little sliver of steel. So here's another reason why I make my own dies, as if the cost of their dies wasn't enough. These are the rounding dies or the drawing dies that came with the press. And as you can see in here, they don't sit perfectly square and they also don't line up. So where they work fine, but as you forge, it bends the material almost like you're forging in a bevel. So just to fix it, on the next pass you have to rotate it and then forge it the other way to straighten it out. But if you make your own, you don't have that problem because you're actually making dies for your press, not for one of the other hundreds of presses they've done. So when I do my dies, all I do is I remove the set of dies I have on there. The blank that I use is a little bit thicker than the other one, so you kind of have to take that out a little bit. And then what I'll do is I will put this, I gotta clean out that forge scale a little bit. I'll put this in there so it's locked down. And then put your top one in. And lock it down. Once you have those in, you just drop your dies on here, get them centered up, put the other one on top of it so it's even, all lined up perfectly, or as perfect as you want it. And then just close the press down on them. Grab your welder and come over and weld them up. And then after I've welded these, I quickly and discreetly come over to the grinder and clean up these horrible welds before anyone can see them. So don't look. I got myself a little 30-degree angle here because I want to draw a 30-degree angle on here. That's what I'm going to do my blocks at. So just get as close as you can to the same on each side. Okay, now basically I'm going to take these to the grinder and I'm just going to grind that angle in there. And then once the angle's in, these are done. Then they'll be perfect butcher dies. And here is the finished product. It looks like I got the angles right because these are actually square when I put them together. Interesting. So here they are. This will go into the press there, and this will go into the press there, and they'll line up like that. And then when I go to cut the shoulders for the hidden tang, they will not drag as much material down with it. I'm not exactly sure how to explain that, but it'll cut a sharper line as long as these are lined up and all that. And then when you go to file it for the handle to fit up, it's going to be a lot easier. And I'm sure there's other things to use these for. But that was my main thing. So that's how I do my dies for the press. And if you have any questions, you know, leave them down below and I'll get to them. If you have any ideas for future videos, let me know and I will get those done for you. Thanks for watching.